such an asshole.
So I want to do this video as kind of the final end all be all video because I have this repeat request, and I'm not frustrated or tired with it. I have no antagonistic condescension to the people who send on like, how do I get the girls? Like that one, fuck you people. But this one is common, it's recurring, and so if I get the same thing, I want to do an end all be all video. I say, yeah, I already did a video on that. Here it is. And up front, this is not one of care or concern but you don't understand. You're not a dad. You're right. I'm not a dad, but I am a fucking economist and I'm an empiricist. This is one of reality. This is one where I am not emotionally invested in this situation. I'm not biased by it. This is me just looking at data and stats, frankly, anecdotal experiences, not mine, but others, where I've not seen it work. Where I look at you guys go and literally end yourselves a slow metaphorical death, trying to scratch some modicum of extra time with your kids. And at the end of the day, your kids still hate you. And I do not mean to wrongly invoke the word of pop, bad pop, but that's his story. Go look at, and you should, if you haven't, go binge on Terrence Popp. I would also contact Terrence Popp, say Cappy sent me, put that in the subject line, then he'll respond. Not that he doesn't respond to others, and you get his opinion on this. But he divorced, lost the kids, went to fight for his kids. And at the end of the day, and I don't know how much of this is just teenage brat kids. He's like, them fucking kids. Where he got to a much better place. But at the end of the day, despite all his trials and errors, these are different kids. These are different people, and they're going to have their own. Your little kids right now, which are 2 or 3, we'll get to it later. I haven't seen men. I've seen a 0%. I've never heard a 0% success rate. I've never heard one story where you divorced dads go and bust your ass off and go to court. Maybe you get a little bit more visitation time or custody or whatever it is. And your kids end up not hating you. Your kids you have a healthy relationship with your kids. I have seen it where, I'm going to say it again, you don't play to be their best. You don't play the game to be their best friend when they're 13. You play to have the respect when they turn 30. I've seen that work. But all I've seen, 100% of the instances I've seen is all you guys do. You want to spend more time with your kids, not because you just want to spend more time with the kids. It's so that you have a healthy relationship with your kids. I've never seen that happen. After you go through and bust your ass off working, deprive yourself of sleep, torture yourself mentally, give all that extra money to lawyers in the courts. Fine. You get an extra 20%. You get an extra weekend. No, it doesn't end up like you think. You do not win. I've never seen any of you win. And a lot of that is because of psychological fundamentals that have changed because you and your ex fucked up the family. I don't care whose fault it is. There's no nuclear family there. The kids are going to be fucked up no matter what. It is also, in addition to those psychological fundamentals, you're going up against the rigged system. I'm not too conspiratorial to say that the family courts, I mean, your exes, sure, certainly they want more money because that is proven time and time again. Not all, but they're like, yeah, money is definitely a primary motivating factor for a lot of women with children. But the family courts, I'm not yet there to say this is just a money-making operation for you. But goddamn, it doesn't matter if it is or not. It doesn't matter what they're into. But we're really here for the kids. Well, too bad. It looks like a shakedown. It just looks like you're going to be a slave to these other kids. Or I'm sorry, to this other institution. And so if there's zero chance of you winning your kid, and that's the hard part, like a girl leaves you, you got to accept she left. You don't have your kids are gone. That dream of you having Christmas when they're 10 years old and they open whatever, their Nintendo Super Switch. That's not happening. That's gone. That's never going to happen. What you can fight for is a healthy relationship with your adult children in the future. And I've seen no correlation between you busting your ass off, giving all your money to your ex-wife and the court system and lawyers, and a happy kid at 11 years old at your dumpy apartment. And shout out to Divorced Dad. If you want some humor, go look up Divorced Dad. Broken tennis racket, broken vacuum cleaner. Okay, last one. Come on, house. Come on, house. Untuned guitar. All right, well, this one actually has some redeeming qualities. So, with all that, oh, by the way, he sent I sent him a price quote, and he hasn't agreed to pay. I just wanted to do this one because there's more of you out there, and I just want to answer this question once and for all, and to provide an independent, outside, more practical, I admit it's completely unemotional. I'm being 100% Vulcan here. There's no, but they're my kids. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I understand you love your kids. Yeah, well, maybe you should have chose more wisely instead of impregnating some dumb bitch. Have you thought about that? All right, now's not the time to blame. Sorry, I just happen to be a product of divorce. And you look at your parents, you say, what the fuck were you thinking? Oh, we were young. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Kids don't have a nuclear family. Hi, how you doing, Aaron? A youngish single dad with kids 3 and 2. Man, oh fuck. I shouldn't laugh, but holy shit, man. Following separation, I have recently chosen to cut back on work availability to prioritize having regular weekly and overnight care of my kids. The court process is further complicating life at the moment. No shit. And eating up much of my time, including some work days. Legal fees are hitting my savings too, but ultimately my current 3 days a week of flexible part-time work, while convenient, simply won't be enough moving forward. All right, so we're talking, look, you're asking me a question. I don't have enough gas to make it to the next gas station. Is there a way I can make it to the next gas station? No, you can't. You don't have, look, I'll give you another insight here. You guys have to take care of yourself first. Otherwise, there's no way you can enjoy your children or have any relationship with anyone at all. If you're starving, if you're sleep deprived, you're suffering mentally, you're suffering physically, that's horrible. It's the classic choice that men have, like between sleep and sex. When you're a young man, you'll stay out late at the detriment to your health. And then if you don't get your sleep, you can't go to the gym because you're going out too much trying to get girls. And if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't get good rest, if you don't eat properly, and you don't have time to go to the gym, you cannot enjoy sex. You cannot attract a girl. And ironically, especially when you're a younger man, you'll spend all your time chasing girls at the expense of your mental health, your sleep, and all that other stuff. And especially nowadays, just to get by, just to survive, it's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You need food, clothing, shelter, no matter what ulterior motivation you have. In your case, it's to spend more time with your kids. In young man's case, it's to have sex. Other men, it might be whatever. I don't know. Buy a fancy sports car, whatever. You can't afford these luxuries unless you got food, clothing, shelter taken care of. And you're starting to cut into that. You need to be alive and in good mental health to enjoy these things. Simply won't be enough moving forward. The problem I have is that to work much more, I would have to give up time with the kids, either to provide more availability for a job or to take on a second job around my current work. Currently, I have a 30% custody. All right, this is important. Cappy, you're not a lawyer. You're right. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a dad. I'm an economist. Shut the fuck up. Let's say you got 50%. Let's say you go through all this horse shit and you get 50-50. Your ex-wife still has her. Look, the kids are already fucked up because of divorce, right? Let's just start with that. These kids are already fucked up. It's done. That's a fact. Your ex has these kids 50% of the time. Now, I don't know her quality or caliber. I'm just going to assume it's going to be low and poor. I think you mentioned she just lives off of welfare. So this is a despicable person, right? She has their ear 50% of the time. Oh, and by the way, you and the ex, even if you are a married nuclear family, you guys don't spend the majority of time and influence on your kids. It's school. So if you factor in, let's say you get 50-50, right? You really should consider the school a third parent in terms of their influence, which they're not there yet because these are young kids. But the time's going to come. They're going to be dropped off at kindergarten, and now they're influenced by their peers and their teachers. I wonder which way the teachers are going to go. The peers, but you really only have at best, so what is that? A third with a mom, a third with you, a third with the schools, probably even a little bit more. So 2/3 is going to be anti-male, anti-husband, feminist kind of crap, because that's elementary school. Sorry, ladies. I'm sorry. I'm so sick and tired of acting like the public schools is anything but a leftist indoctrination center. And these kids are going to be like, fathers are bad, men are bad. Oh my God. It's going to be there. It's going to be subtle, but it's going to be there. Okay, so you went from 30 to 50, we got divided by 3. So that's an extra 6% influence over total. Did I do the math right on it? I'm just saying that extra 20% isn't going to do jack fuck all shit to help have a healthy relationship with you. There's still your ex is still going to have their ear. I'm going to assume she's going to badmouth you. They're already in a broken family home at a critically early age. Then they're going to be going off to school and they're going to be further influenced by some leftist feminist horse shit. Sad as it is, yes, they do that when you're little 5-year-olds. And then when they're 14, allow you teachers sleep with them if they're boys. Am I right? Huh? You teachers are such fucking scum. You gotta say, we don't got enough troops to win this battle, and all we're gonna do is kill the troops we send into war. I don't think an extra 20% or an extra couple days, it's not. It's just not. And that's why instead of trying to win a battle you can't, you should maybe choose a battle you can win at. And that's where it's the long-term game. Now, I've talked about this before. Pop probably have a better idea. Some divorced dads in the comments section are going to provide you much more practical advice. I would also probably, well, I was going to say talk to a lawyer, but they're the ones you're tossing the money. What you can do is the time you have with them, be a good dad. You're going to be a better dad, fully rested, not starving, not worrying, not just be a good dad, be in good, healthy shape. Have them there, teach them some ethics. Don't badmouth mom or anything dumb like that. Be a good dad while you have them. And then if you don't have them for a birthday or whatever, or you don't have them for Christmas, make sure you get them gifts or whatever. Maybe do a video vlog or blog. I would kind of keep it under wraps, right? And say, hey, kids, really miss you, blah, blah, blah. So they see that you are real, that you are, because a lot of them know how your father's a piece of shit. And they only get one side. But if they see a video vlog of you, you could show it to them when they turn 18. Here, I did this video vlog for you. I'm sorry. And I think you owe your fuck you divorced parents, by the way. And what am I entitled to in terms of alimony and support? I don't care, the man or the white. What about the kids? The kids get, I know they get child support. What about sorry, we chose the wrong people and fucked up your life from the beginning, kids tax. If anything, I'd be squirreling. Stop giving your money to the fucking lawyers and put money into a college fund or a trade school fund or a home down payment fund. I don't know if you got enough money for that, but that's what I would do. Show and have video proof that you care, that you didn't just abandon them, that whatever the mom was saying was horseshit if she is indeed lying, and that the teachers and professors or whatever other external influences are also lying sacks of shit. And then what? Just me. Once they turn 18 and they got to start making, or maybe even 17, once they got to start making real world decisions, you sit them down like, hey, you got to start thinking about real world decisions. You must be a father and train them for the real world. And this hopefully assumes it doesn't come out of school like, I'm cutting my junk off and identifying as a woman or vice versa. Because you don't control that. I mean, you can influence that. Like, no, you're not. What are you, crazy? No. But that battle may be coming whether you like it or not. But you're playing in the second, like you're just throwing the first half away. You're just throwing the first half of the game away. You can't win it. Save your energy. Save your reason. Save your players. The second half, when it changes, when they got to go into high school, or when they got to go post high school, wherever it is they're going to go. Hey, have you thought about this? 16 years old. Have you thought about the military? Have you thought about that? What's your game plan? Has your mother talked to you about this? She has it. All right. This is very important. Now you're establishing a track record. You're not being stodgy old dad. You're actually being long-term, caring, thoughtful dad. And you're still not going to win them at 18. You're not. You're not. You're going to win them about 23, 24, 25 when they get out of college and the bullshit finally ends and they realize, oh shit, this sucks. Everything my mom and my teachers and professors told me is a lie. But dad gave me this book, or dad told me this, or dad told me that. And you're like, hey, I told you to join the military, man. I told you to get the GI Bill. I told you to join trade school. But you guys established that. You need fatherly love is practical advice. That works. Get an established record of it. Give them books. Say, do you remember that book I bought you when you were 17 and you didn't read? Whatever, worthless, Bachelor Economics, whatever it is they did. Some kind of financial planning book by Dave Ramsey or Sue Zorsman, whatever. Are you willing to listen now? Like, I'm not saying this because I hate you. I'm telling you to eat your broccoli and cauliflower because it's healthy for you long term. And I know mom probably gave you the let's eat chocolate sundaes and go cut off our junk because it's the cool popular thing amongst liberal white women in the suburbs. Okay, that's all fun and games, but you can't eat chocolate all the time. You got to do healthy things long term. And this ain't gonna. That's where you show that you actually care. And then if you play your cards right, the 20s for them will be a transition from bullshit, crazy childhood. The 20s would be wait, there's something different happening. What's this real? Wait, mom had me read all of Oprah's book. And I'm being disproportionately unfair to the mom because I don't know that much. She may not be like this. It would be ideal, but I have evidence here that she's oh my God, free shit. I don't have to work. But they'll start to party and fun. All of a sudden, oh shit, things are turning out the way they're supposed to do. That's your 20s. And then by the time they're in their late 20s, and like, oh shit, da-da-da. And then 30s, you know what you got? You may not have their love, but you will have their respect. And then from respect, a healthy relationship of any kind, friends, family, loved ones, doesn't matter. Once you got the respect, then like, wow, dad kind of actually cared. Dad, yeah, he told us, and I did read that book and he was right. Or dad, I did join the military or did go to trade school and da-da-da-da-da. I don't know how you have to wait till they're 30. You could say, hey, kid, you want to go do some accounting or fix up, be a handyman service? You want to go plow some streets, make some money? Huh? All right, $25 an hour. I'm going to bill out at 50. You get 20 because I'm the boss, but I get 30. Go shovel. All right, there we go. Hey, we made some money. I mean, the kids are close enough in age. You could probably, that might be an idea. Like, hey, guys want to go make some money? But it's unfortunate. You're just playing the long term. You're the guy who says, brush and floss your teeth. Your mom is like, suck on some Smarties all night while you're in bed. And that's simple because, again, I don't have her side of the story. But I think this is again, removing all emotion. This is way more practical. The worst thing for you to do is be supplicant beta dad and try and outspend the mom and be buddy buddies and be besties with your kids. Say, hey, kids, I'm sorry, dad's got to work. Now, I don't know at 2 or 3 years old what you tell them. But you know, you got you got a 28-year battle ahead of you. And I shouldn't laugh, but I'm the one. I mean, maybe it's a benefit my folks got divorced. I'm like, fuck this shit. Why do you want to get married? Give me that. And will you boys, please, for the love of God, stop it with this marriage shit. I'm not saying don't have a family, but you got to choose better. You got to make sure if you need me to start, we could do the Clary relationship test again, the 20-point question test about the girl, about whether this is wife material. And if you want, let me know. But you guys got to play better. But I don't care how good it tastes. You guys got to, you're going to start bringing kids into this world. You better start thinking with this and the women you're having kids with. And I'm not a lawyer, but man, I'd start setting up some contracts. Like, we have kids. We're doing 50-50, no fucking bullshit. No, I'm not signing it. Good. Get out of here. You don't love me. No, I don't. Love the kids that we don't have more. Take on a second job around my current work. I currently have 30% custody. I really don't think the often standard every second weekend is enough. Every second weekend. Especially when mother just puts the kids into childcare every day while collecting Social Security to supposedly have primary care of them. Yeah, she sounds like a scumbag. In your opinion, how pretty was she, dude? How hot was she? God damn, man. Accountants and nurses. I know you guys you're not fans of the nurses. I've had good luck with nurses. Accountants and nurses. Engineer girls, I would promote them, but the handful I did date, they were kind of wackadoo. It could just be statistics. But they're almost too intelligent. They started it's not much of a play especially when much. In your opinion, how much is enough time to spend with your kids? Is some kind of minimalist less is more quality quantity approach the solution here? Yes. And it's not, I like the fact you're thinking outside the box because you're realizing this is a battle you can't win. I'm saying this battle, what do you want in your entire life with your children? And I think a lot of divorced dads think, I want to be with them in their childhood. You doggone fucked up their childhood choosing the wrong woman. And she's to blame too. If you're divorced or separated, you done fucked up their childhood. There is no childhood left to save. None. Or do you want a lifelong relationship with your children? And that, I say, is the longer term goal. Yes, it would be nice to, dude, I don't have kids, but I saw my nieces and nephews. Dude, the best fucking time is when they're 2 to about 5 and they're just running around and everything's great. And now I'm the uncle. I get to spoil them rotten. You don't have to floss your teeth. You're going to lose them anyway because they're baby teeth. And let's get our clothes dirty and run in the mud. I mean, it's great. It's great. That's off the menu now for you. I mean, maybe you could still run around. I mean, you still can get that, I guess, because they're there. But Christmas time and all that's gone. But you know what you can have? You can have your kids like, wow, he was right. So from 30, so I'd put you at what? Well, I mean, roughly. They turn 30. You're going to be in your 50s. So from your 50s to death, right? So the last third or quarter of your life. So you can get them when you're a middle-aged man and have a family. Like they'll come in with their grandkids and all that, or your grandkids rather, their kids, if they have them. I wouldn't expect that though. Just a hint for all you divorced people out there. Your children are very unlikely to have kids unless you come from like degenerate fucking welfare collecting classes. But if it was like, oh yeah, you got to work and all that, they're not going to have kids. You're like, fuck this shit. But yes, I think that's what you're going to have. Is at the end, they're going to love you and respect you. That's the way to Berlin. That's the way to victory in Europe. So you got, I'm sure somewhere in history and world, like you had to sacrifice one battle to win World War II. I'm sure that's, but I guess this would be your Operation Market Garden. You just could pull out, save your troops. It's not much of a plan right now. I'm looking to find extra casual work that fits into this mess and try to make do until the kids are in school and work full time again once life has settled. I you know what? I hate to say it, treat your ex like a babysitter. Like if she could take care of them, like I'm not saying sacrifice time with them to go work, but get a stable work schedule. If you got free time, like if the kid, you don't have possession of the kids, and then the somebody you're like, hey, you want to work some extra money under the table? Yeah, do it. I would do it. But I would also be getting your sleep. Just get your sleep, man. Maintain your health. Go out, have a little bit of a social life, not a lot, right? Not drinking or nothing like, but I don't know, a church group or something. So that when you do have them, you're rested, you have money, right? And you can spend time like, hey, I'm not saying you're going to spoil them, but like, yeah, let's go to a picnic. Let's go to this place. And then work full time again once life is settled. Yeah, because once school, and that's how Americans do it, is they have the school raise the kids. So that's going to happen. They'll go off, and then your ex could collect, I don't know, more Social Security. I don't know what people who collect welfare checks do, and then you can just go ahead and work. Alternatively, I could work and or study something so I can have a better paying career in the future. You don't have time, man. You don't. And look, when they're this young, please do spend the time with them. Okay. Wait until school's got them, and then maybe you go and study something else. But you don't have the time. This is about, in other words, this is the worst it's going to get. The lowest skill level you're going to be with the lowest arguable pay and no time. It's just, this is suck it up time for the next 3 years until your kid goes into kindergarten. Work and stay somewhere, have better paying career in the future. Yes, but not now. I figure my kids are only young once. I want to be there for them, whereas I can work the rest of my life if I need be. Yes, I know you should be with them. Dad time, yeah, but I don't think getting more time with them is going to help. What advice do you have, and what would you plan out the next 5 or so years in this situation? Just stop fighting this court battle. Take that money and save it. Okay. Just say, I mean, and maybe you can negotiate. All right, I'll drop this, but you're going to lower child support or what, not child support, alimony, whatever it is. I don't know, but just stop spending money and time and resources you don't have trying to convince a court that to me is increasingly just a fucking bitter, miserable organization that hates you. Stop giving them money. Save the money. Enjoy the time with you, have your kids. Long-term plan. I mean, the next 5 years, like, yeah, if all of a sudden you got some free time, whatever, you want to take the world's greatest accounting career course, learn how to become an accountant so you can work at home and kind of available on teachable.com, the world's greatest accounting career. Maybe, but you don't have time for that. Could you please make a video response and keep me anonymous and let me know how much I owe you? Thanks heaps. I really appreciate it. Yeah, you're in the suckiest part of this right now. Do not stop fighting this battle that is taking your time, money, and resources that you could spend on your children, not to mention yourself and your health instead. I would not. I mean, maybe the kids grow up right. I don't know if you have daughters or sons. I don't know. But maybe there's a father-daughter dance in the future, right? Maybe you get to go see their games. Maybe they grow up without cutting their junk off because mommy needs to post it on Instagram for clicks and likes, and the teachers just love that shit. Maybe your son at 15 doesn't have relationships with his teacher forced on him. I'm mostly kidding. I'm being facetious to show just how scummy public schools and teachers are. But that is largely not your concern. Your concern is going to be probably starting 16 on, get them prepared for the real world. And then it's going to take a decade of them wandering in the desert, finding out that their teachers and mom lied to them and that you were right all the time and that you were their friend. I would also start a video, blog, journal, whatever, so they see you. Don't show it to them now because they're not going to understand at 2 and 3. But when they go off to college, like when the first one goes off to college, the other one will be 17 or 18. The one goes off, does whatever they do. Here, I did this for you kids. I'm sure your mom told you certain things and whatever, but here's my side of the story. But I just didn't have the time and money and effort for it. And, explain that, do the math. Like, look, here's how much I got to work, and here's how much, and there you go. There you got, love you kids. Hey, I bought you guys this thing. Like you're doing a video, like a YouTube channel for an audience of 2. Then when they're 18, that's the second part of the game. Next 12 years up until they're about 30, that's where you come in. And then hopefully they see the wisdom in that. They're not robots, they're children, they're human beings, they're going to have their own opinion. And maybe at 30 they respect you. And then like, yeah, we want to visit dad. Dad was right. Not that they're not going to visit mom, but yeah, oh yeah, mom was a little wackadoo. There you go. I would love it if some divorced dads who have gone through this before would put their advice down there. Again, I am not a dad. I'm an economist. I also have linked below The Dad You Never Had. It's a course available for kids of divorce or kids who just didn't have their dad around. The Dad You Never Had. And if you guys, for the love of God, stop. I know the choice. I know I wrote the book of Numbers. I'm aware there's not a lot of marriage material or family-minded women out there. It's just the times we live in. You owe it to your yet-to-be-born children to choose a quality mother. Don't tell me there weren't signs. Don't tell me there weren't signs. And don't tell me that, I hate to be picking on the guy. Did you actually get married? It is shit like this that you young guys, everyone, oh my God, you're just in whatever, incel, black pill, doomer pill, pessimism, marriage isn't that bad. And now we keep seeing data and more data of lives being ruined with marriage. You don't get married. You do everything you legally can to protect your assets. You set up trust funds. You screen women. You're like, this is an incredibly risky endeavor I'm about to engage with you. We're going to have this contract here that we split the custody of the children. And then, well, that's not romantic. I don't give a shit. You either sign on this dotted line or get the fuck out of here. Bye. I'm going overseas to a jungle environment, Panama. Nothing wrong with Panama. Well, you maybe might want to get your dengue fever or yellow fever shots and vaccinations before you go there. Play some fucking defense up front so this shit doesn't happen to you. Let's go to the super chats. Wheezy Bird, $5. I know gay, but the new Lilo and Stitch having the sister end up. Oh, I heard about that. Being a parent for a little to go to college for marine biology. Yay, feminism. Yeah. It is so obvious they want you women to just go, and they want you to go to college so you're more brainwashed and programmed, and so you're also in debt so that you'll take jobs at lower fees. I'm so convinced Disney's in on this. If I was President Trump, I'm like, all right, that's it. You're under investigation. What's the propaganda going on? You are purposely putting propaganda out there, and it's on purpose. Who's telling you to do this? Oh, that's who's telling you to do this? I'll send a nice little Marine with a nice little sniper to go pay that guy a visit or gal a visit. It's bullshit. Suppa Zippy, $5. I'm happy that my parents have been together for 40. Good for you, man. Dude, you should hug your fucking folks. You should. I hope you visit them on Christmas or Thanksgiving and you give mom a Mother's Day card. Been together for 40 years and retired, and I'm happy. I'm single. S&P 500 Bitcoin. Old Hadakas? What's a Hadaka? Hodaka? Oh, the motorcycle. Yeah. Okay, I remember now. You go visit mom. You go make her happy, and yes, mom. Love you, mom. Dre, $2. You need to tell a client to use the time machine. Oh yeah. No, he wasn't looking like how do I avoid suffering and pain? He wasn't like that. He knew he was up shit creek. The lovable misanthrope, $5. Cappy. My ex thought our sons would ruin her fun, so I raised them from ages 2 and 3. Now prosperous at 25 and 27. They thank me often and ignore her. Lovable. Please, in the comments section, even if it takes a little bit, explain what you did to prepare your kids for the real world. And you're the exact person I'm talking about where, okay, we fucked it up early from 2 and 3, exactly like this guy. And now you got a successful 25 and 27-year-old. What did you do? What were the key lessons you taught them? I'm not even worried about, well, how'd you navigate child custody and all that? What did you tell them? You gave them some programming. You gave them an operating system. You gave them wisdom. What was it? Grade, $2. Cappy, is the beaver on the Buc-ee's logo? Cappy is the beaver on the Buc-ee's logo. I don't know if I'm that happy. Suppazippy, $5. Currently, I'm taking a 1975 Hodaka 100cc frame and engine and mixing it with a modern dirt bike frame and suspension. It'll be an awesome, spicy 2-stroke. Good. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. Alexander Lipich, €5. Thank you, Alex. And grade, $4.99. Got a song for the guy who sent this request. Remember Tomorrow by Iron Maiden. Good luck, man. Yeah, I would say go talk to Pop or just binge on his channel, especially his earlier stuff. But yeah, it's you got to kind of walk away from this battle, win the war, and don't burn yourself out, and stop giving the fucking court and lawyers your money. Put it in a kid's college fund or something. All right, that's it. That's all I got. Questions, answers, asshole consulting. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.